bullet journals, art projects, organized planner chic.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Organized Planner Chic. I'm Lucinda, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and select the bell for notifications. Well, first, I want to thank all my Patreon members who support me on Patreon and help make it possible to create videos like this. Thank you so much, my awesome patrons. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic. Okay, you guys, I have my October plan with me to do with you. I'm so excited. I just love decorating for this month. And this is in my bullet journal if I didn't say that already. All right, let's get to it. Okay, I thought I'd show you guys my bullet journal plan with me set up in my office, and there in that black stand are all my other markers, but the ones in that go bag are all my Tombow dual brush markers, which I'll be using in today's video. And that little mini backpack are my drawing pins, and just kind of overhead on the wall is where I hang up my art that I create for my Etsy shop and Patreon. As soon as I get them done, I just hang them up there before I scan them, or after I scan them probably. And then there's my ruler, and then my bullet journal ruler, which I created in a couple of previous videos. I'll talk about that a little bit later. My Bujo's laying there, and some sticky notes in case I need them. And then this arm that looks like it's kind of in the way, that is what I put my phone on to film, but eventually I'll be using a DSLR. So yeah, all right, so this piece of art I created for my Patreon members, and I'm going to use it as part of my cover page art. So I'm going to be doing a lot of art with you today in the plan with me, but this title sequence, if you want to call it, is a 2-page spread. And one of the pages I'm using this art that I created for my patrons, and then I'm using some terrifically tacky tape to put it down, which this is some amazing tape if you've never used it. It is kind of challenging to get that little strip off sometimes, but it comes off, and it is very permanent tape. It's like it will not move. The only way is if you rip up the page. I mean, you won't move it, you'll just rip the page. So you got to make sure you get it exactly where you want, and don't press down hard until after you get it there. So I love my bone folder. I use it over and over, even though I don't need it with this tape. So we're going to create art here on the left side, and I want to have the pumpkin theme going forward, but I definitely want it to look similar in terms of the colors that I'm using, but I want the art to be totally different than what is on the right side. And so I'm using a Tombow mono pen right here, drawing pen. I'm sorry if it got a little noisy there for a moment. My daughter just walked in the door. Okay, so I am using, again, the Tombow mono drawing pen, and this one is in a 01. It comes in a set, at least it did when I ordered them through Amazon. I got a 01, 03, and 05 in a set, and they're really reasonably priced. Don't remember how much they were, but they were affordable to me, and you guys know I am the cheap queen. All right, I mean, I'm not cheap in terms of quality. I want quality, but I'm always looking for the coupon and the best sale and deal I can possibly get, and these were not on sale, and they were reasonable to me. So I'm just drawing in some leaves, and I realized these are not pumpkin patch leaves. Last year when I did my theme drawing for my bullet journal for October, I actually looked at pictures of the leaves for pumpkins and drew those, but I did not take the time to do that this time. But I figured ivy leaves are everywhere. They grow all year long. I mean, if you have an ivy plant and it dies, you have to have completely neglected it. I know some people feel like, I don't have a green thumb. You don't even have to have a green thumb for an ivy plant. Just water it every once in a while, and it will survive for forever. Okay, and so I'm just coloring them in with my Tombow dual brush pens. I always want to call them dual brush markers because that's what they are to me, but they are also their pens. That's what the box says. And I'm just coloring them in different shades, like same color pen, but coloring back over certain areas to make it look more shaded in different spots, and then some coloring them and the cross pattern, I forget what you call that, where you color in one direction and then you color the whole thing in the opposite direction. I did some of that to make it more solid, just to get some variation, to make it look a little bit lifelike. Even though we know this is a doodle, it's not going to look real. But I still wanted it to have some dimension and you know, that kind of thing. So I love the fact that I have so many different shades of green, because it makes this work out, and brown. It makes this theme work really, really well. So you can never have too many shades. I know sometimes people may think, how many greens could one person need, or how many blues? Oh gosh, my alarm is going off and it won't stop. I'm sorry, you guys. It's just one interruption after another. I apologize, but that is life. Okay, so I am filming kind of late, and my alarm that tells me how late it is just went off, and I didn't even think to put the phone in another room for that. Okay, so I'm coloring in some orange there, and this part is not going to turn out exactly like I have actually, I really didn't envision anything. I didn't have any particular plans before I picked up the pen and started working on this, which makes it more fun to me. I feel like unless I'm doing something that I'm selling, like in my shop, or if I were in school and creating a piece that was for an assignment, then of course I need to really be focusing on creating a specific type of art with specific details and specific effect. But otherwise, I just want to enjoy the process and let the art become whatever it is going to become. And so I just had fun, and I didn't have any expectations other than just wanting things. I didn't want any two pumpkins to look alike. I didn't want any two leaves to look alike, but I didn't really care how that happened. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing there. So while I'm coloring, I thought I'd tell you guys, I just got back from a women's retreat in Prescott, Arizona with my church, and it was awesome. I think one of the reasons why I love fall so much is, well, I guess I've always loved it, but I really, really love it right now, is that the season doesn't really physically change here in the Phoenix area, but in northern Arizona it does. But I don't get to see the changing leaves and just, the darker grass. Not that there's a lot of grass here, but just the things that physically signify that the season is changing. And so, but I got to experience that there. It was so relaxing, beautiful trees, even though the leaves hadn't really started to change much, but the temperatures did, for sure. It was like the high of 76 and low of 48. Oh, it was such a nice, crisp evening, because, inside it's not 48, so it was probably 65 degrees inside, which is perfect for sleeping. And I enjoyed the women, and just, oh my gosh, it was just nice to be away and not be thinking about any responsibilities of any kind. All right, so here I am using my ruler that I mentioned in the last several bullet journal videos. It was not my original idea to create this, but I modified it to have two sides to indicate where I need to mark to draw my horizontal and vertical lines for my calendar, and where to draw my vertical lines in my daily spreads. And so I was brave to draw these lines on camera with you guys, because I am not good at doing that on camera. I can't see that well. I don't have the best eyesight to begin with, but the way my setup is, which you saw in the beginning, it's hard to lean over and be able to see and not have my head in the way and all that. So here I messed up when I was marking. See, my ruler was supposed to start at the top of the page to mark where my horizontal lines were going to go, and I wasn't paying attention. And I messed up one other place here. I don't know why I didn't put the dot. But all I do to mark, so it's marked on the ruler, and then I just put a dot where my line is supposed to be. So even though I messed up, all I had to white out was a dot, as opposed to multiple rows of lines. So that is a lifesaver, and I'm so glad that I created it that way. And you'll see me do that, like I said, on my daily. But on there, I did didn't draw all my lines on camera. I wasn't brave enough, but you'll see. So my calendar pages, that's pretty simple using that ruler, and I'm going to use some of the same color or same categories of colors for October as I did on the other art, not the exact same shades necessarily, but yeah, I wanted everything to kind of tie in with that pumpkin October theme, and I just love these colors. Oh my goodness. And I've started putting that, I couldn't wait. I started in August putting some stuff out, and I don't do a whole ton because I'm not a minimalist like in a big way, but I have minimized a lot. And so but anyway, what my decor I have is out, and at the retreat I won one of the centerpieces. Actually, my friend won, and her mom won her mom won the centerpiece on her table, so she gave it to her, and then my friend gave hers to me. Yay! So I got this beautiful centerpiece that I love. It's like a little bitty bale of hay or box of hay with wildflowers, fall wildflowers, kind of dried. They're not real dried wildflowers, but they really look like they are. And it's, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's so fall. It's perfect. So I'm excited about that. So I'm just writing the days of the week on here, and then I will do the numbers. So let me know in the comments below, have you ever been on a retreat? And if you have, where did you go? And how long ago was it? I have been on retreats before, but I don't think I had been on one in like 20 years. Isn't that crazy? I went on one every year when I was in Campfire growing up, and then I've gone on a couple other ones as an adult, but it's been like 20 years. So if you've ever been on a retreat, where you went and how long ago it was. And then if you haven't been on a retreat, where would you go? Where would you like to go on a retreat? All right, so I have this, thing that I do now in the right column where I set up a legend for recurring things, and then all the things that I need to do each month for my business. The categories for the business are recurring, and some things are the exact same thing that I need to do every week, and then other things are just I need to plan for that month. So here what you're watching is both business and personal, like church that day, call a personal family member, post on film YouTube, publish YouTube, Etsy, different things that I need to do recurring, and then the things that I need to do every month, but they're going to be different answers to those questions. So like, what is my Patreon printable for this month, and what's it for next month? What's my Patreon behind the scenes for this month, and what is it for next month, and all those kinds of things. So, and then I will fill those things out, all of those different dots out, and the blank spaces, the blank answers, I will fill those out here in the next few days, and complete all of the scheduled stuff in my calendar. So I'm just doing a nice little pumpkin here in the center and doing some more ivy leaves before I color it. This kind of makes me think of Cinderella and that pumpkin chariot. Now, I wasn't going for that at the time. I was just drawing what I drew, but now that I'm watching the video, I'm like, oh, that makes me think about that. If you're a Disney fan, say yay. I haven't watched Cinderella in a long time, but and at the retreat we sang Zippity Doo Dah. It's so funny. Oh wow, she was talking about a verse that said abounding in thankfulness, and so she was demonstrating abounding, and she skipped to Zippity Doo Dah, and we all sang it. It was so fun. All right, so now my tasks are on the left: personal, business, and then under that YouTube, Etsy, and Patreon, and then my gratitude to the right. And I'm just going to alternate rows on there. I think I'm doing all the odd numbers with this real unique yellow color, and that's all ready now. And now that's what my dailies look like. So at the very top where you see the hash marks over to the left, it'll be like 10 for October, 01 for the day, and then the day, it'll be TUE for Tuesday on the left. And then that circle will be either sunny, cloudy, rainy, whatever the weather is. I'll take that circle and make it that. And then next to that, it says high, low. I can't remember now. High, low. And oh, what time I rose, or rise, and sunshine and sunset. Something rise and oh gosh, I can't even think right now, but you can probably see it on the screen. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All of my subscribers get an additional discount from my Organized Planner Chic Etsy shop, and that discount is in the description below. And also check out me on Instagram at Organized Planner Chic, and there I post all my creative adventures and ventures. And I have a Facebook group. Now I have a Facebook business page called The Organized Planner Chic, but the group is Organized Planner Chic Crew, and there we do frequent giveaways and also gift exchanges and birthday gift exchanges. And if you're interested in supporting me on Patreon, just go to patreon.com/organizedplannerchic, and there you get something in exchange for giving me $1 one time, or $1 a month, or $5 one time, or $5 a month, or whatever you want to give. You get for sure a shout out in every video. You get a free printable every month, and the $5 patrons members get a behind the scenes video every month, and I'll be adding other membership levels as well. Well, thank you, and until next time, happy planning.